Hello, everyone, and welcome to a brand new episode of Set Lusting Bruce, your podcast all about Bruce Springsteen, his music, and mostly his fans. I am your host, Jesse Jackson. Joining me today is my new friend, Kevin. Kevin, welcome to the podcast.
Hey, Jesse.
So, we have another timey-wimey episode where it's my morning, his afternoon. Where are you calling from?
I'm near Cambridge in the UK, but with my accent, many will probably realize that I'm not from that area. I'm originally from Wales,
Ah, very nice.
from
Home
South
of
Wales.
Doctor Who.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is sad. That's what I think of first when I think of Wales, is I think of Doctor Who. So, well, why don't we start out? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Where do we start? I'm mid 50s. I originally from Wales, moved to this area at the turn of the millennium. So we've been here since 2000 since 2000.
Yeah.
I've got two children, married, work in IT, and very proud Welshman, which is going back to home an awful lot as much as we can. Where we are is very landlocked, so I really do miss the sea. That's why we like to get back and see the sea a lot. And I've still got quite a profound Welsh accent, so immediately people say to me, "What part of Wales are you from?"
Yeah.
Although I've been living here for 20, 25 years.
Growing up there, what kind of music was your family listening to as you were growing
Well,
up?
my dad was he was a growing up he was a teddy boy and he was so into Elvis it was untrue.
Okay.
That was his. He reckoned when he was in his teens. I've got a picture of him, and he reckoned that he was mistaken for Elvis.
Oh, really?
Whether that's true, I do not know. But that's what he used to. That's what he had the hair and everything, and and he loved to sing. He was constantly singing. We
Mhm.
had growing up. It was my mum, my dad, my sister, myself, and my mother's mother lived with us as well. So my grandma lived with us as well, and we had
Mhm.
this piece of furniture called a radiogram, and it was like a cupboard, a small cupboard, but lift the lid up, and there was a turntable in there and a radio in there. And then obviously that's where the albums used to sit and stuff like that. So it was always music all the time. My dad would always be singing. He'd always be playing something. Throughout his life he was always singing. He loved Jim Reeves. He loved Sinatra. But Elvis and rock and roll were his biggest
Mhm.
influences. So growing up, it was all that as a child, really.
So, did you embrace that, or were you?
As a child, but then obviously as a teenager you move in different circles then, don't you,
Yeah.
and so I discovered being of talk about late 70s, maybe going into those early 80s periods. I discovered rock music, and obviously the time of the rock music was the Def Leppards, it was the Motley Crues, it was that kind of era. So believe it or not, I used to have hair down there.
And so, do you every once in a while put on an Elvis release and think about your dad?
100%, 100%, yeah. And he used to sing to my mum, "Can't Help Falling in Love." He used to sing, he used to sing
Oh,
it around the house or on the kitchen and everything. So and he sang that song at our wedding. So we had a
oh,
band at our wedding, and my dad, every time there was a mic, you couldn't stop him from going for that mic. So as soon as he saw the band, he said, "Can I come and sing with you?" And they said, "Yeah." So they played the backing track, and he sang it for us.
oh, that had to be a special memory.
It was, yeah, yeah,
Oh,
definitely.
I love that. I love that so much. I don't know why, but somehow when Linda was pregnant, I got this kick of treat me like a fool. And just my son, when he was in junior high, we went to a trip just going up, and we ended up stopping in Memphis and touring Graceland. And ever since then, he's had a soft spot for Elvis. Just seeing that, all those
Yeah.
gold records and platinum records and everything. So yeah, very cool.
Yeah, yeah, that's one of my dreams to go to Graceland. It's
Yeah.
the nearest I've been to it is that last Christmas there was an exhibition of items from Graceland in London, and we went to see it.
Hmm.
It was amazing. The cars, the jumpsuits, they were all
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. I'm fascinated by alternate history sometimes. And the myth is that the people of the Barbara Streisand A Star Is Born wanted him to play the Chris Christopherson part. And because they wouldn't give him top billing, the Colonel wouldn't let him. And I wonder, he had a lot of health issues, but it would interesting what his career would have been if
if
he
he
had
had had
done
that
that
part.
movie
Yeah,
and had gotten kind of the acclaim, which I think he would have. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
All right. So, Kevin, can you remember when you discovered Bruce and what about him spoke to you?
Okay, so we go back to '84.
Okay.
I'm 14. I'm
Okay.
into music heavily, and out came Born in the USA.
Yeah.
I know for a lot of people it's the starting point. I know a lot of people, other fans, they're not so keen on it. But for
Yeah.
me, it was like boom, and he was everywhere. He was everywhere. So that came out, and I was turning 15 in the June on
Yeah.
June the 15th, and it's all I wanted for my birthday was that album because it was everywhere, and even the album cover itself drew you in. You
Yeah.
wanted to see what was inside that cover.
Hmm.
And obviously, going back in the day, we've still got them now, but vinyls they were special, and now they're maybe not so special. So I really wanted that for my 15th birthday.
Hmm.
And on my 15th birthday, my parents they got me that album. So it was immediately open it, and you got the lyrics there, you got everything, you got the little pictures, you got everything that you wanted there, and immediately put it on, and my mother fell in love with Dancing in the Dark.
Okay.
She thought it was fantastic, and but you listen to that album, and I just couldn't stop listening to it. It's what I just and I had loads of albums with loads of artists, but I just couldn't stop. I was constantly playing, playing, playing. Even to one point, my sister shouted, "Can you just turn it off and put something else on?" Because it was a constant. And being 15, there was a group of us, and we used to hang out in the evenings. And one of the guys, he had a boombox. He had the cassette version, so we used to go to the park with a boombox with a cassette version on as well. So it was a constant. That summer just was, and he was absolutely everywhere that summer. He was also in all of the newspapers and everywhere. My dad used to regularly every morning have a newspaper. I used to go through that newspaper and do the cuttings. So my dad came home from work, got the newspaper. There was missing pages. I've already got them stuck on my wall.
I
So
can
that's the
imagine him
kind of
going, Kevin, can you wait till
yeah,
I
yeah,
read this?
exactly, exactly. I'll never forget. It was like nothing I'd ever heard.
And to be fair, I remind people about this that it is of its time, and I understand how hardcore fans can talk about how tired they are of it.
Yeah,
I have heard I'm on fire enough that if I never heard it again, I'd be okay. But I think it's important to remember it was the gateway drug for a lot of fans.
it really was. It
Yes.
really was.
And a few years ago, Dead Man's Town was a CD that a bunch of Americana artists did a version of. I don't know if you've ever heard it, but yeah, Dead Man's Town. I'll send you the link. Jason Isbell, others did the whole album in Americana style,
Wow.
and
Yeah.
it was really cool to
Yeah.
hear. And I do think, when I'm not saying anything groundbreaking here, Kevin, but if you really read the lyrics to Dancing in the Dark, it's a lot there.
It is. Yeah. Yeah.
I certainly am right there with you. It is fun every once in a while to throw that on and just remember the because he was everywhere.
Absolutely everywhere. And I think it's one of those album covers. You could cover the artist, you could cover the title, and
Yeah.
people would know exactly what that album is.
Yeah. I think I would make the argument, right? Born to Run and Born in the USA might be his two most iconic covers.
Yeah.
Though
Yeah.
I'm sure people talk about Darkness and others, but
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
they're that Sesame Street has done parodies of that Born to Run cover. And same thing, Born to USA is, yeah, I agree. That's amazing. All right, so you got your album for Christmas. What was next for you? Did you start exploring other music
So,
or?
so what happened now is I'll go into a bit of a sad story now.
Okay,
Okay,
that's all
so
right.
this is
I'm ready. I'm
okay. So
holding
this
your
is
hand, Kevin. I'm ready.
so this is the June. Okay, so my birthday was 15. Okay, and that summer really was the summer of probably my life there. Okay,
Okay.
we're all together, all friends together, etc. But almost unbeknown to me, my mother had fallen ill.
Oh
Okay,
no.
yeah, she had cancer, and
Okay.
she had breast cancer, and it was she had it a few years previously, but unbeknown to me, because I was sheltered a little bit, for the family sheltered us a little bit,
Yeah.
it had come back, and it was very progressive. So we fast forward now to the October of 84, and unfortunately my mother passed away.
Hmm.
So that Born in the USA album is the last gift she ever bought me. So again, that is why that album, not only was it a start, but it also means so much to me. And she liked Dancing in the Dark. She loved that. Although it's not my favorite Bruce song, that song will always be in my heart. And every time I hear it, I always think of my mother.
Oh, I love that story.
So,
I, yeah, I lost my mom about a year ago. She had a stroke about 2 years before she passed, was living in a nursing home, and she had been gone for a while. She couldn't move. Her mind was not as sharp as it used to be. And I miss a lot of things about her, but in a small kind of min- small thing, but it means the world to me, is that routinely, Kevin, I would get packages in the mail, and it would be stuff that she found at a garage sale. And some of it would be vases for my wife. But she would find anytime she saw something Bruce Springsteen, whether it was an 8 track, a cassette, whatever, she bought it and send it to me with hope in her mind. Do you not have this? And the reality is there's nothing she's going to, the odds of her finding anything that I didn't have was going to be pretty tough. But I I love that she thought of me and send it to me so much.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
So that was a tough
yeah,
time, but that album got me through.
yeah. And I imagine you think of her every time you hear it.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
I
And a lot of people want it off the set list. I'd be devastated if you took that one off the set list.
yeah. It's in your mind, he's playing it for your mom.
100%. Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I always like to say the amount of time seeing Bruce live is not a fair barometer of how big of a fan you are. But are you someone who counts how many times you've seen him
No,
live?
because I'm less than 10.
Okay.
I'll hold my hands up. I'm less than 10. Okay.
Okay.
But it's just circumstances. But as I say to people, it's like you see him once, you see him
Yeah.
150 times,
Yeah.
you've seen him, and you take away what you take away from it.
Yes.
That's my feeling with it. And the times that I've seen him have been so special that are
Yeah.
just they're just off the scale.
One of the things I'm smiling about is that you I've been talking a lot about this lately, is that when I ask someone about how many times they've seen Bruce, no matter the number, it's usually preceded by only. I've only gone 15. I've only done 100. I've only done 200. And so you had a different little twist on that, but same thing, because we all want to go see him more.
Yeah,
We just love him.
yeah, yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So talk to me a little bit. Tell me, Tell me some stories about the shows. You mentioned that they're special. Do you have any stories you want to share?
I do. I'll take you to Hyde Park in 23. Okay, you know
Mhm.
the pandemic, and he promised us to party, didn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, and everybody was thinking, will it ever come? And then,
Exactly.
the tour got announced, and
Yes.
then it was like, ooh, floodgates opened up. When's he coming? Where's he coming? And the speculation was all over the place. And then the UK dates came out, and he was going to play Hyde Park. Hyde Park is to get me into central London, it's a 40-minute train journey from where I live. Okay,
Okay.
so it was going to be a no-no for me. That Hyde Park was going to be the show that I wanted to go to. So
Okay.
logged on when those tickets came out, and you try and log on, and it was going, you're like 90,000 in the queue or something, and I'm thinking,
Yes.
there's no way that I'm going to get a ticket for this. Okay, so
Yeah.
I got to the end of even the process, and they're saying, sorry, that ticket is no longer there. And you're
Yeah.
thinking, and I just give up. I thought, I'm not going to get one. And then sold up signs went up, and I thought I got no chance. So what I did, I reached out on social media. I think it was on, yeah, it was on Facebook, one of the various different groups on
Okay.
Facebook. And that's all I said in around the September, October time. I said, has anybody got one spare for Hyde Park? No matter what night, I don't care, the Thursday he played or the
Yeah.
Saturday night he played. And somebody came back to me and they said that they may have a spare, but they wouldn't know until February. So we engaged a lady called Sandra Smith. Sandra, if you're listening to this, I'll be forever grateful to you for what you did for me. So anyway, so time went by. So February came. Sandra got in touch with me and she said, do you still want that ticket? And I said, yes, please. And she said, once they're released, that ticket is yours. So the gig was in the July
Mm.
of 23, and it was a few weeks before that gig. And Sandra messaged me on Facebook, and she said, "What's your email address?" Give her my email address. I had then an email from Ticketmaster to say I've got my ticket there, and it was in my account. Now Sandra sent me that ticket, and I hadn't even paid her for it at that point.
Wow.
And that's the Bruce gods, as we all talk about.
Yes.
And I know an awful lot of people got really scammed on that tour. But
Yeah.
there's an awful lot of people out there, good people out there as well. And Sandra was one of those good people. And I'll forever be grateful for that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And I think that's a beautiful story, right? That the Springsteen fandom, we really do, we take care of our own. I realize the song is about people not taking care of their own, but we do try to take care of our own.
yeah,
There is this beauty and joy that to we want as many people who can, if I can help someone, I will in a minute. Because it's all about the Church of Springsteen, and we want as many people to enjoy it as possible.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So
Hmm.
the gig came. So I took myself off. I was on my own.
Yeah.
And it was a gorgeous sunny day. The weather couldn't have been any nicer. So I got in there nice and early, just after the gates opened. And I thought the Vodafone, they had a charging station there. And I thought, I'll
Mm.
go up and charge my phone. So I charged my phone, and one of the staff members of Vodafone came to me and they said to me, we're doing a backstage tour at 2:30. Would you like to come?
Oh, how
I'm,
fun.
I'm like, is this? Yeah, I was thinking, I
Is
looked around,
this
I
a
thought, well,
trick?
yeah, I'm like, I've got nothing else better to do, so I
Yeah.
may as well come along. So they said for me to go to the other charging point by 2:30, and then we'd be taking on a backstage tour. So we got taken on a backstage tour. So I got on the stage before Bruce got on the stage. And on my Twitter, there's pictures of me. My Twitter profile picture is me having a cuddle with one of the stage cartons.
Oh, how fun.
It was unbelievable. It was just so surreal. He wasn't there because it was so early in the afternoon, but we saw
Sure.
all of the backstage at Hyde Park. They've got a pub. The artists have got a proper pub set up there where they go and they relax, that kind of thing. And then they let us on the stage. We saw his changing room, and it was just amazing. And that was just, I think, again, that was the Bruce gods like shining on me.
Yeah.
But that gig, he was poorly on that gig. Nobody knew he was poorly, and he gave
Yeah.
3 hours, and he was unbelievable.
Yeah, it is lovely, especially after the fact we heard about how sick he was, that you're like, wow, that's so wonderful. So yeah, I love that story. You got a couple others?
Yeah, yeah. So still on that story, okay, still on Hyde
Okay,
Park.
please.
Week after that, I get a call that my dad is ill in Wales, and unfortunately, he had a stroke.
Oh no. Okay.
And 6 weeks after that stroke, he passed away.
Okay.
And I am convinced to this day that me getting the ticket to Hyde Park, me getting into Hyde Park and getting all that stuff backstage was preparing me for what was to come over
Yeah.
those next 6 weeks. 100%.
Mm,
100%. And again, it's those Bruce gods at work that, that we all say about. So then
yeah.
we fast forward then, again after that tour, I thought maybe that's the last time we're going to see him. And then he announces he's coming back in 24, and the dates he's going to Cardiff. And I'm thinking this, I've just got to go to Cardiff. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
Cardiff, 30 minutes from when I was brought up, in a stadium where I'd watched so many rugby games with my dad and shed so many memories. But as it's all steamrolling, so we've got the social side of the Bruce Buds taking off as well.
Yeah.
So there are a big group of us, particularly on X, that we all communicate with each other. There are loads of us. They totally helped me through the illness of my father, supported me through
Hmm.
that. They were wonderful people. And as it transpired, so everyone was going, I'm going to Cardiff, I'm going to Cardiff, I'm going to Cardiff. So then the snowball started to roll. And then it was like, shall we meet up? Shall we meet up? And we met up, and it was the most wonderful afternoon. So there was Paul Appleton there was Brian Hayes there from Ireland, there was the two Shirleys there was Joe from Atalanta, there was Steffi, who's Shirley's daughter, there's Andrew from North Wales. There was a big group of us, and we all had a lovely afternoon together. And I think that only Bruce could do that. Total strangers, but all friends.
The I I love that story because there is that camaraderie where you and the meetup is like the icing on the cake, right? It is
100%, yeah.
in Louisiana, there's a Cajun word called lagniappe, which means extra. And it just I it's all about the show and the loving and hearing the songs and oh, will there be something different and go on, you're going to have fun. But then when you throw in that you're meeting old friends you're meeting for the first time, right? Like I feel like I know
Exactly
you,
that.
Paul,
Exactly.
right? And there is a couple of years ago, Mark from the UK came and joined. He happened to be in Dallas for a business trip, and it was during a Bruce show, and that wasn't a happenstance. He made that happen. But we met and we got to just spend time together. And before the Columbus show, I was able to meet people and visit. I just love this connection we have that, we start out, your only connection is your love of Bruce's music, but then very quickly they've got six parents, six ill parents, or they've got teenagers that are making them turn their hair gray, or a boss they can't stand, or
Yeah, yeah, totally,
and
yeah.
you just bond over this universal friendship,
Totally,
and it's
totally.
there for them. I absolutely agree, Kevin.
It's amazing. It's amazing. And there's still people that I long to meet. There's Ray that we talk to regularly. There's
Yeah,
Mandy that we talk to regularly. And hopefully one day, if he comes back, we can all
yeah,
get together properly and meet again, hopefully.
yeah.
But it's amazing. It's amazing.
I know this is old news now, but at the time, what was your thoughts about the pretty static set list?
I enjoyed it. I
Yeah,
really enjoyed it. And When he came back, okay, you can say 23, it was the same, but 24, it wasn't the same.
Yes.
So he kicked off Cardiff with So Young and in Love. Who used that?
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
he played and he played the most beautiful version of My City of Ruins in Cardiff. And he made this speech about people close to us who have passed away not being with us, who want to be with us. And that really hit me that night.
Sure.
And then on that tour, on the 24 tour, I ended up going to Wembley, taking my daughter for the first time. And
Oh,
I finally heard Racing in the Streets.
nice.
And so, although, yeah, it's static, you can say, yeah, you can almost set your clock by some of them, but it's just seeing it, it's just being there, it's embracing it. I'm not there to pick going. We've all got the ideal set list. Yeah, there's songs that everybody would like to hear. They probably never hear. I don't think that my main song. I don't think I'll ever hear live.
That's one
That's
of the
it.
questions I'm going to ask you. So go ahead and talk about that. What
I
songs are you chasing?
I wish I were blind.
Ah, okay. That's a good one.
I came across that obviously on the Human Touch, but I
Yeah.
picked up the MTV Unplugged in a bargain bucket for £2. And that version of that song on that MTV Unplugged is something else. I just fell in love with it, and it's just the one that I would dearly, dearly love to hear live.
Yeah, I, like everyone else, have a scorecard, right? I'd love to hear Jolie Blanc live. I have always loved County Fair, and the new version off the box set, I just is great. Better Days, because that's my favorite song. So the it anything from Western Stars. So yeah, it's and the thing is there is a chance, right? Like you never know what he'll decide to pull out, and that kind of makes the fun there.
100%. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So speaking of, have you gotten a chance to explore the box set?
A little bit, a little bit.
Yeah,
Just dipping in and out. It's quite overwhelming, really, to have all of that at once, isn't it?
it is so overwhelming, which is not a bad thing. I'm not
No.
complaining. I'm just saying it is just wow. That's a lot to go through. Any early thoughts,
Like,
standouts for you?
I really God sent you. I really like that.
Yes, my sister lost her husband last November, and that was after losing our mom in August. Really tough few months.
Mm,
And I sent her that song, and she sent back saying, "Oh my goodness, this is amazing." So yeah, I
yeah, it's a
like that
beautiful
too.
song. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
And Rainmaker, I like as well. I think that's a real stomper.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Other stories about Bruce helping you and maybe show.
I'm going back to the time where my mother had just passed away, and I went back to school. And an English teacher of mine, after the English lesson, he caught me to one side and he said, "Oh, he said it's good to see you back." I took a couple of weeks off school,
Sure.
and he said, "You're into Bruce Springsteen." And I went, "Yeah, yeah." He just started to get into him, born and told him about Born in the USA, and he said, "Oh, he said I got something for you to have a listen to." He said, and then he produced them for me. He produced the I'm lost for words, lost for words, lost for words, lost for
That's
words.
okay. We'll clean this up.
What's the Darkness album? Sorry, Jesse, I was lost for
That's
words there.
okay. Yeah.
You lent me the Darkness album,
Okay.
and that really started the me down the rabbit hole. Then that, and every time we go back to Wales, and if I do bump into him, I just say to him, I said, "Do you remember when you lent me the Darkness?" And he went, "Yeah, I do remember." You
Oh,
know, so
that's
yeah, so that
lovely.
was special. That was special for me there.
Yeah. Are there other albums that speak to you? You've shared so much about Born in the USA, but how about others?
The box set, the live 75 to 84. When I got that for the Christmas, I played and played that. And the river version of that, when he makes that soliloquy about him and his dad, about not
Yeah.
getting on, and his dad wants to cut his hair because he had that, and he's laying on the sofa, and he goes and joins the army. That I played it so much, I scratched that. So
Yeah.
that again was another.
I don't know if you've heard it, but Mark Dempsey is the one I was talking about that I got to meet when he was here in Dallas. He told the story that when the box set came out, he said that's all he wanted for Christmas. And he convinced his mom, and I want it now. Like it's the summer, but this is my Christmas present. And but you won't have anything under the tree. You won't, I don't care. And so he tells the story that she convinced them, and that it just was, he happened to be at the festival last year, See Here Now.
Yeah.
And when he did a couple of the shows, exact songs exactly that came from that box set, he was like feeling like he was that
Wow.
teenager again.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
is all I
yeah,
want, Mom. This is all I want.
yeah, yeah. And that booklet inside that box set
Yes.
is just you just sit with it for hours and hours, and you're hearing
Yeah.
stuff from that, and you think this is just amazing.
Yeah. So cool. Are you excited about the movie coming up this?
Yes,
Me
I'm
too.
hopefully going to go and see it with a
Okay.
work colleague who I discovered recently is into Bruce.
Nice. It's
We've been
always
working in the same company for a long time, and we just happened to speak about, and then he's just opened. He's more fanatic than me.
I don't you love it when you find a fan in the wild, so to speak, and
Yeah,
it's, "Oh,
yeah,
you like Bruce Springsteen? Oh, I do
yeah,
like Bruce Springsteen too." That's awesome. That's great.
yeah, yeah.
What did your daughter think of the show?
She enjoyed it. She enjoyed it. So it was. She was 17 at the time, and I
Okay.
said, "Will you come and see me?" And it's at Wembley, and she's, "Yeah, yeah, I'll come." And I think that she got a little bit lost in the middle. She enjoyed the beginning, but a little bit
Yeah.
lost in the middle, and really enjoyed the end.
Yeah.
She got a T-shirt out of me, and
Of course.
I said, "Would you come again?" And she said, "Yeah, probably."
Okay.
So that's a win. But what I've discovered is that she's really into her music, and when she plays playlists, the odd Bruce track pops up, and I'm like, "Wow."
That's a win. As you said, that's a win.
She
That's
calls me
it.
the dad Bruce Bowl, but
Yeah.
she does listen to it.
I love that's great, Kevin. That's
So it's my
super.
son next to try and get to see him,
Okay.
but my son's only 12, so whether we'll get to see him again, I don't know.
Yeah. But yeah, and it's you realize that to them Bruce is Elvis like you, right? That it
100%.
just, yeah,
Yeah,
and so I do think that's part of that. They find their, and it's the way it should be. They should find their own artist, their own music, their love. And I often joke, Kevin, that usually when you're a teenager, you'll rebel against your parents' music. And then when you're 30, you'll go, you know, that Johnny Cash guy dad liked? He's pretty good. Yeah.
exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
So I said to
Very
them, like,
nice.
I said to them, the two of them will have my albums when I'm gone.
There you go. That sounds perfect. That it truly was one of my best gifts when my mom passed. And she had joked about that when she was like, Jesse Wayne gets my albums. And sure enough, so I have them all at my side. I
Yeah,
have Fats
fantastic.
Domino and
Yeah,
these old albums that I just love. And they make me think of her all the time.
yeah,
Very nice.
yeah.
So, Kevin, is there anything I should have asked you that I haven't? Is there some stories I'm forgetting to ask about?
I don't know, Jesse. I think we've covered almost everything, I think. Have we?
Okay, that's
Would you
good.
say?
Yeah, have you ever got a chance to meet him?
No. And I think that I was thinking Hyde Park backstage. I think
Yeah,
that
just
I think if he had been there, I think there would have to been a defibrillator near as well because I don't know what
yeah,
I would have done to be perfectly honest.
yeah,
And I've thought about many times what would you do, how would you act, and you just don't know until
yeah.
that moment. I
No, you
thought
don't.
about writing him a letter many a time
Yeah,
about how I got into him, that kind of thing, but
yeah.
I haven't got round to doing that yet.
I think you should. I think you should. And if nothing else, when I drove down to Austin, Texas, a couple hours away for one of the book appearances, and I got my 12 seconds, and I told him how much his music had meant to me. And I felt, I don't know if he heard it, but I needed to say it more than I needed him to hear it.
Yeah,
So I think the same thing. The letter would be something you'd want to share. So good
yeah,
for you. All right, Kevin, before I get you out of here and let you enjoy the rest of your afternoon, we end every podcast with the Mary question. And so, what that is, in case you're part of Kevin's crew and you're listening to the podcast for the first time, thank you. And please reach out and join me. I'd love to hear your story. Jay Armstrong, who was an honors English teacher, was when he was teaching, he would give his students the lyrics of Thunder Road, and they would discuss it as if it was a poem, going over all the themes and the imagery Bruce explores in the song. And then he would ask his class at the end of the session, do you think Mary gets in the car? So, Kevin, that is your question. Does Mary get in the car at the end of Thunder Road?
she does.
Very nice. Do you want to say why you think so?
Because I think that you look at those lyrics and you think that they're in a place where there's not an awful lot going on. There's not an awful lot of future. It's a bit stagnated, and they've got a chance to go and make a life. And I think that is why she gets in. Now, I did recently with AI, I just typed in, create me an image of Mary from Thunder Road. And it produced an image for me of Mary with, I get this in now for Shirley Good, who was a friend of mine. We have this argument all the time that the dress is swaying. It's not waving,
Yeah.
it is swaying. And Mary's got a big smile on her face.
Okay.
And that's why I think that she gets in the car.
I love it. I love that. Kevin, this was a blast. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jesse. I really
You
enjoyed.
mentioned you're on social media. Share what's your Twitter, aka X handle.
It's at JKD 1969. So that's my Twitter X handle. On Facebook as well, just Kevin Delaney, and
Okay.
also on Blue Sky as well,
All
with the
right.
same at JKD 1969.
Good. Any final thoughts?
I've really enjoyed it, Jesse. It's been a pleasure, an absolute pleasure. And
Well,
anybody listening, get in touch with Jesse and get on and tell your story.
I appreciate that. Thank you. I've had a blast talking to you too. One day I'm going to get to the UK and see a show, and it is hopefully we can meet out. So,
100%.
yeah, absolutely. All right, listeners, remember to follow Kevin via social media. Let's be safe, be kind, and we'll talk to you soon. Goodbye.